Hello, everyone. I'm Joanna De Ninis, and this is Truth Talk for April 29th, 2026. The topic for today is having faith. So, faith is, I believe, a broad term. Well, actually, I should say it's a simplistic term, right? Because faith, in my opinion, doesn't necessarily mean religion. It means the relationship one has to God. And I know it gets a little complicated because we talk about different religions and different terminology, but and I won't get into it, but I'm sure there's a lot of similarities too when you look at things and in comparison. So, what I mean by faith is just believing in something greater than us, a source, a force, so to speak. And one thing I do have is I do have a strong faith or belief in universe, ancestors, angels, spirit guides, um, just the spirit of the universe, basically. And I don't want to label it anything in particular because that's what happens. We start to label things and we start to differentiate, and then we start to get divided, and then we start to believe that our way is the only way and that we have to convince others to believe what we believe. And I really think that that just has us go down a rabbit hole. I think it's simplistic and best to say, that there's faith or belief in one God source, you know, the one that's good, right? I just keep it simple. The source or the belief in God, universe, the good God, right? Um, because sometimes we skew our beliefs to fit our agenda and forgetting that it's not man that has the control, right? I believe there's a greater force out there that's helping us. I mean, we are in our driver's seat, but there's something greater that protects us, that watches over us. And that's a belief that you can't convince anyone of. It's just either you have it, you innately believe it or not. And neither I nor anyone else can convince another otherwise, right? And having faith makes life a lot easier. It makes the impossible seem possible. Without it, we live a more superficial, less depth, as far as more superficial life, less depth in our relationships. We look for the simple pleasures. We don't look for the more sound, um, impactful meaning of life. And we tend to, if we don't have faith, we tend to not really focus on how our actions or what we do affects another. So I hope I'm making sense, but when we look at religion, and I'm not trying to knock any religion, I think if you have faith, whatever you have faith in, if it helps you and you're doing good and you believe in doing good things, that's great. Whatever is going to give you that faith, that belief. It doesn't matter if it's a religion or what, as long as it's for the good, right? For the greater good. But I just feel like, we, I don't know, it sounds ridiculous, but, we all believed in when we were younger, right? We believed in the impossible being possible. We may not have known it at the time, but that's what we believed in. And I do really believe that we need to hold that belief. We need to not let the disappointments in life or the things that could bring us down, we need to not let it bring us down, right? There always is the upside or the positive side of things. Any obstacle can be overcome. right? We just have to have faith and believe, right? We we have to also know what is most important in our lives, right? I truly believe, health is most important, obviously our friends and family, and then our purpose. Those are the priorities that I talk about in my initial video that I put out in April 2024. We we get confused as to what's most important sometimes, and in retrospect, in looking at it in retrospect, we end up, not pursuing our what we really truly desire. So I think our relationships, again, and who we have around us really matters. I think the impact for what they say and do really matters. Um, if people have fears and are limited mindsets and don't have a lot of faith or don't have a lot of belief, that is going to be a lower vibrational energy. And when we are surrounded by people like that, unfortunately, misery loves company, it'll bring us down, right? So having that positive faith, belief, knowing that we're protected, things are going to be okay. No matter what, even if an obstacle comes our way, we can overcome it. Like I said, there's infinite possibilities. Having that, keeping that positive, belief in that things are going to work out or will work out no matter what, not that feeling of, oh, I'm just waiting for the shoe to fall or the shoe to drop. That's not the best way of looking at things. I mean, it does make you, be in the moment maybe and appreciate sometimes what you have, but at the same token, it's very limiting and it doesn't really give you the the true picture of what life really could be. It kind of limits the scope of what you see your life becoming. So, and like I said, who you have around you really does matter. Um, you want to surround yourself with good energy. You want to surround yourself with people that believe in great things happening. You want to surround yourself with people that, are going to support you, are going to love you no matter what. When life throws you curveballs, you want someone that's going to, you know, back you up, right? Not someone that when you're down is going to knock you down. And unfortunately, why that happens is because the person around you may not be thinking about you. They're only thinking of themselves. And those that are closest to us can hurt us the most. They have the most potential in hurting us. And so we have to be mindful of who we have around us. And not just that, but what are their beliefs? How do they approach life? Do they come from a limited mindset? Do they come from a place of lack? Are they always negative? Do they really truly have our back when life gets rough? Or do they just abandon us and desert us in our time of need? This is this is important, right? It's there's nothing better than knowing that there's always someone there, no matter what, good and bad times. But unfortunately, some people just don't show up for us, right? And a lot of times it's people that don't have faith and belief in something bigger than themselves. And that's what's unfortunate because those people are not in a good place. And therefore, if they're not in a good place, they can't help anyone else when they're down or when they're in trouble. So it's so important to recognize the power that we have to make our lives great, to believe in infinite possibilities, to know that there's so much that we can obtain and do and accomplish. And to know that there are people out there that are like-minded. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to reach those that understand where I'm coming from, have faith, believe in the infinite possibilities, believe that the impossible is possible, and are willing to do whatever it takes, right? And not give up hope. Okay, that's a stark contrast to having people around you that, even if they're close family members and they don't believe in you, or they don't support you, or they're not positive in what you can accomplish or what you can do. That's a whole different thing. Even though they're family and they're closest to you, they can really put a damper on your dreams and your desires, or your goals in life. And that's something we have to be careful and mindful of, and really not let that impact us. So, you know, I hope this makes sense. Like I said, I think we need to come away with, yes, we need to be whole, complete individuals and take control of our lives, but we're social creatures, and we want to have those around us that have our back and believe in us and support us in any way that they can, without limiting beliefs and, you know, thoughts that can only make things more difficult, right? So just, it's a win-win when you know what you want and you're confident in who you are and what you want to accomplish, and then having people beside you that are willing to support you all the way through. That's the win-win. If if you have this mindset and you're going to succeed no matter what, great. You probably will either way, whoever's surrounding you. But it's always nice to have your soul tribe, the tribe that understands you, knows you, believes in you, and wants to support you, versus the other that, the lack mindset that doesn't believe, doesn't support you, doesn't trust you, doesn't, you know, um, like I said, believe and value you, or support you in the time of need, or just in general, doesn't support you in general. So just some things to think about. I, like I said, I'm looking for my soul tribe. I'm looking for the people that understand where I'm coming from. And I know we're all different, and I'm not expecting everyone to understand where I'm coming from. But for those that do, I hope that you can join me in the REACH mission and what I'm trying to accomplish with REACH. REACH, spelled REACHE, stands for Righteous Engagement and Accountability and Change for Everyone. And REACH is a support platform on Facebook. It is also a nonprofit organization that is designed to fund impactful causes. The first cause being the integrative healthcare cause. This is where we work alongside Western medicine, and we raise funds and pay for treatments to help people overcome chronic health challenges. Um, People that are under-resourced, that earn less than 100,000 on their taxes, whether single, filing joint. We're going to pay for all the Eastern medicine modalities, that, everything that entails mind, body, soul healing. And, we're going to, and if you want to know more about REACH, or join the Facebook group, or see other videos like this, please go to www.reache.group, GROUP. That's the website. When you're on the website and you click around, there will be contact forms that pop up. This is so that we can stay connected. I promise I won't sell your information. Please fill out all fields, because that will go to integrate into MailChimp. And this way I can send an occasional newsletter, maybe like once a month. I promise I won't bombard you with stuff. I just want to stay connected. So anyways, if you could, and if this resonates with you, please like, share, comment, subscribe. I appreciate that. Uh, the REACH website, again, will direct you to the REACH Facebook group, which is a support platform, people helping people. Like I said, the REACH YouTube channel is where you can find other videos like this. You can also purchase Reach merchandise, which a portion of the proceeds will go to the integrative healthcare cause, or you can just simply donate if you have resources to do so. If you can't, that's fine. But if you happen to and you believe in the cause, please consider donating. And that's it. Until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.